In this video, I would like to explain what Womb-Moon Alchemical Formula is and how to use it to process any emotions. Welcome to Womb-Moon Alchemy. I am Zoya Lu. So, I'm sure we all need to process some emotions. And what I feel we all experiencing a lot because of very uncertain times in this reality that we are in is fear. So let's just focus on fear as an example, and I'll guide you through. Womb-Moon Alchemical Formula. Here on this image you can see Womb-Moon wheel of 4 phases. Each phase correlates to different moon phase, life cycle, solar cycle, and other cycles of life. But today what I want to look into is an affirmation or a sankalpa that comes with each of these phases, connecting us to different archetypes. But again, we are not speaking about archetypes today, just make it very simple. We'll be focusing on first main sankalpa for each phase. And so it is I focus, I feel, I witness, and I embrace. And we can start with either I focus or I feel. Sometimes we just start feeling first. You may start feeling uncomfortable, and whether you realize it's some discomfort in your body and then you understand that it's because you feel some particular emotion, or you may be first aware of your emotion, we could be starting with I feel. But if you're working with your fear on purpose, you might not feel it right now, but you decide to focus on it, then your first step will be I focus. And so we are focusing on fear, and I invite you to feel it. This is a very embodied process, and so it's important to realize where the fear lives in your body. And you want to just scan your body from the crown of your head all the way down to your toes, or from toes to head, whichever direction you like. And notice what are some sensations that are most prominent for you right now. And when it comes to fear, it could be tightness in your stomach, it could be tight shoulders, it could be congestion in your chest, not able to breathe in fully. Just notice what it is for you. It could be some kind of tension in the head or anywhere in your body, truly. And it's not always the same. It could vary from person to person, from moment to moment, for that same person too. So be aware of what you feel and try to explain it to yourself in more details. That just helps you to feel it even more. So if you were having a session with me, I will ask you how exactly you feel that sensation. Tell me more. What kind of pain or what kind of tension, and maybe describe it in colors. Or you might have some kind of association, maybe it's like someone stabbed you with the knife, or like you have a very heavy rock in your chest. So explaining it, describing it is going to help you to feel it even more. And that's what we want. I feel is very important step. It's feeling in order to heal it. And it's uncomfortable, and our first reaction is to just withdraw our attention from there and try and suppress it. But I invite you to now fully be with your fear and the way it lives in your body. It could be helpful to give it a number from 0 to 10, 10 being the most intense sensation, just so you know where you're at. And you keep feeling it, and remember to breathe through this as much as possible. Breath brings more energy, helps the process, and also allow your body to fully participate. Your body has her innate wisdom, and you might feel like you want to move, but don't do it with intention to release the tension in your shoulders or in your neck or whatever you're doing. Just move the way your body wishes to move, but feel it. Don't go into the next step yet. And you may also want to add some sounds. Just opening your throat helps us to create a clear channel of energy from bottom to all the way to our throat and head and our brain. And you are going to just stay here. And what you're doing already is you are witnessing. And that's I witness phase. Nothing is linear, and especially the healing process. So it might be happening simultaneously for you. I feel and I witness, which means that you are not going into the mental stories about it. Of course, your thoughts will come, and you might think about reasons for that fear, and you might have aversion towards your fear. But what you want to do now is really stay in the body and be a very loving, patient doctor who is observing someone's body. So you have two roles here. You are the body that feels, and you are that doctor who is observing it. And doctor doesn't feel someone's pain. Okay, some empaths do, but just, we want to have that allegory that you are observing it without being 100% involved, so you're not getting overwhelmed with this pain. And this is so important. Very often the reason we don't want to do it is because we are afraid that we'll be just taken away with the intensity of a particular emotion. So I focus, I feel, I witness. And the last one is I embrace. And that means that you are accepting it. Again, most probably you're already doing it. It's not very linear, as I said. But the more you embrace it, the more you're able to accept it without aversion, without resistance, without trying to push it away, the better results you get, the more healing you'll receive. And so you are feeling, witnessing, and embracing it. You can think of yourself as a loving mother who is embracing her child unconditionally. And maybe this pain you're experiencing, this fear, also comes with some guilt or shame or something you think you did wrong or you're not good enough. That's why you feel it. So this phase of embrace allows you to just let that all go and truly allow your loving mother self embrace your inner child self. Again, we're kind of having two roles at the same time. And if you work with me or with other healers, therapists, coaches, they might take that role to help you to go through this process. But you also need to embody it to a certain degree for yourself. And so you just tell yourself that it's okay to feel what I feel. And keep breathing and keep moving. Maybe just very gentle undulation. But if you want to stay still, by all means, you don't have to do any movements. But don't force yourself to sit still, because sometimes that's what we think spiritual practice should be like. So you keep feeling it, you keep witnessing it as a doctor, and you keep embracing it all as a mother. And when you've done this for a period of time, you will start noticing that you are releasing it. I embrace, I release. That I release part is not something you can force or you can make happen. It just happens when you do the previous steps well enough and long enough. And again, take into consideration the fact that you might not be able to release it completely right now. But even if it's just a little bit, it's better than nothing. It's plenty. Don't go into this not enoughness again. So maybe you want to scan your body again. I hope you've been doing this through the process, but now just do it very consciously and notice how that sensation that you started with being now, what's the number 0 from 0 to 10, and also maybe it's shifted. Maybe your fear moved from your stomach to your shoulders or from your shoulders to your head. Very often it moves upward and then it just dissipates. But again, there is no rules and no right and wrong here. And so you're just feeling, noticing what's the difference. And then once you've done this, you may also choose to use I focus phase to focus on something positive. Maybe you want to focus on forgiveness. Maybe you want to focus on gratitude. Something that helps you to bring your denser, lower vibration to higher ones. And sometimes all we need is a simple thank you for my life. Thank you that I have the roof above my head. I have food to feed my body. Just simple things to be grateful for. And that's how we could work with any emotion. And also you may choose to add tapping, EFT, emotional freedom technique, to this process. Some people prefer just feel and it works for them. For some people, when they start tapping, it actually easier to process. And for the tapping technique, I have other videos that I'm going to give a link to somewhere here with the eye icon and also in the description of this video. Thank you for your presence here today, for your courage to feel this unpleasant emotion, and for being yourself. You are the gift to the world. We need you just the way you are, and we are all creating this new world, new paradigm together. Thank you. Namaste.